Well, good evening and welcome to My Psychic Connection. I'm your host, Journey Ryan. I hope everyone is having a great Monday. I'm going to talk about a few energies that are making people doubt themselves. We're losing a lot of confidence in ourselves because things aren't happening in the way that we want them to, or they're not happening fast enough, or we're losing faith in things. Things have time periods for a reason, and time always does heal. But we have to allow time to happen. Just because your food could come out fast, just because you could pick up a cell phone and do things or order things and go to the store and grab things, everything seems to move fast. But the one thing that doesn't move fast is people's emotions. Now, when it comes to love and relationship and things like that, yeah, you may be feeling something very strongly, but the other person could be going through certain things that keep them from moving as fast as you. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to get what you want. But it does mean that they need time. And that time can be very valuable. And if you try to, let's say, push or try to make something happen when it shouldn't, you're going to find yourself in a bad situation or in a relationship that you didn't think was going to be as bad, or the person that you wanted to be with, influence the situation to make it go faster, and the relationship can turn out not so well. So the thing about it is that I would tell people is that having patience is a virtue. And I think that we all need to learn to rely on the energies within and to have patience and to stay strong. We all have our feelings, but so do the other people. And we need to remind ourselves of that, and that they may be going through something that we may not understand. We may not, feel the same way they do, but we need to be able to respect them at the same time. By respecting them, you're respecting yourself. And I hope that message finds you guys well. So I'm going to say hi to one of my co-hosts here. Hello, Nikki. Nikki, how's it going?
Hi, it's going great. I'm really excited to be here, you guys.
All right. So glad to have you here tonight. I hope you are ready to dig into those readings.
I am. I'm really excited to get you guys some clarity and some validation.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. All right. Let's bring to the table Jesse Slate. Jesse, what's going on?
Just here, happy to be here tonight. Happy to get some readings done. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing amazing, as always, and trying to help people with their balance, because there's been a confidence and balance problem here these last few days, and it's only gotten stronger. And I'm trying to give people that energy to remind them that that confidence comes from within.
It's a good message to give.
You can't get confidence from everybody telling you what to do. You get confidence from within. It's a strength, you know?
Yep, you remember it, right? We all have that confidence. We all have that, our eternal identity that is powerful, and the world's waiting and wanting our most authentic self. And so I think it's really a journey of just remembering that and recalling that. It's not something that we have to build or find, or it's more of like an activation of something that already exists inside of us. We already have it. So
there's a reason they call it self-confidence. Let me say it again. Self-confidence.
Makes sense.
Confidence that comes from where? You. Not from, George, not from Tina, not from Element of P, from nobody. Remember, it comes from yourself. You have to have that confidence. People, it's almost like people can smell fear, and they know who they can control and who they can use and who they know that will give in. So remember to, rely on your instincts. You have the confidence within you. You just got to trust it.
100%. 100%.
Trust yourself. All right, guys. Well, if you're new here, just go ahead and say hi. We automatically put you on the list. Guys, just so you know, you can't jump the list. That means you are guaranteed to read. That gets you ahead of everybody else that's waiting. It's a small donation. Guys, just know that to be patient, we're going to try to get to as many people as we possibly can. Again, this is for patience. It's a virtue. But definitely feel like you guys are ready to rock and roll. Remember to have those questions ready. We're going to call out 2 names. The first name that we call out is going to be the person who needs to relay their question, and the second one will need to get their question ready. Please do not post until we tell you to post your question. If we call out your name, if we don't hear from you within an amount of time, then we go ahead and take the next person in line. And if you come back and say, hey, did I miss my turn? We will put you on the list, but it will be at the end of the list. So, guys, stay tuned. Don't jump all over the place and think going from platform to platform is going to get you on there quicker. It's just, we do things as we see you come in, and we're going to call the name that we saw first, whether it be on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere else. Guys, just remember, the name that you got on here first with is the name we're going to call. All right, and please be respectful. We ask that everyone be respectful. Don't say anything about anybody else's questions. If they have a question, it's because they're looking for an answer. Everyone has a question, and no question is ever stupid. I've had 4 people ask today, I have a stupid question. It's not a stupid question. It means something to you. It's important to you. If you have to ask it, then it's important to you. It's never stupid. So
that's such a good reminder, Journey. Thank you for giving that. That's such a good reminder.
It's, I feel bad for those that are like, well, I'm going to ask this question, but it's not stupid. It's important to you. You need an answer.
Every valuable thing has been created or birthed, it begins with a question. It begins with, what if?
Yes.
What if we did this? What if it was like this, right? It begins with a question. It's powerful. Questions are how the world turns, babies. So don't ever stop asking questions.
Absolutely. I hear you. All right. So we're going to start tonight off with Blanca D. Blanca, go ahead and send us your question. After Blanca is going to be Jenny from the Black. So, Blanca, go ahead and throw us your question. All right. Blanca says, my smoke detector or smoke alarm keeps going off, and I cut all kinds of orbs. No control over my TV. Is something coming my way? I feel off. Do you see or hear a message for me? Okay, so Blanca, with all the orbs and stuff like that going on, I'm going to tell you this, and this is how, all right. Everything coming through is because you're so open to hearing messages from your mother, from your late husband, and so you're bringing in this energy. And also by doing so, you're communicating with multiple psychics and these energies, and you're talking to mediums, and you're doing all this. And what's happening is you're drawing them in. They're seeing, oh, can she see us? It's not you that can see them, but it is your son that can. And I feel like he's getting a little touch with his ability, but I do feel like it's also you because you're open to answers and you're trying to get them. And I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I don't see anything that's going to harm you. So that's positive, but don't be scared of them. I don't want you to be scared. I don't want you to have fear. I want you to, be able to accept that the spirits have come in. You and I have talked about your son and his gift and how it was developed. And yeah, you're going to find spirits walking in. You're going to find your electronics acting a little wonky, but that's okay. They straighten themselves out and you're good to go. But when you're in that situation, just let them know, hey, this is my quiet time. Can I ask you to leave? I'm asking you to leave. This way you can clear out your house. Also, pinch of salts in the window sills and doorways will keep out certain things as well. Like I said, I don't feel like there's any harm there, but I feel like, there are spirits. They are trying to talk. I believe they're talking to your son. So she goes, I need answers. Yes, got it. Perfect. But, the thing is that stay strong. And I know that you're feeling it and you're seeing it. And, that might open up a side of you that you didn't expect to have opened. I'm going to pass this over to Jesse and see what his cards have to say. Jesse, what's going on?
Hello, Blanca. The first card I pulled for you tonight is the Ten of Fire. It's saying too much work going on, accept help from others, and life is out of balance. This card can also mean you're trying to do too much. The second card I pulled for you tonight is the King of Fire. It's saying focus and communicate with vision and to be a leader. This also means full steam ahead and continue to move forward. And the third card I pulled tonight is the Seven of Air. It's saying plans that need revision, more that going on that meets the eye, and poor timing. And this card can also mean to find the whole truth in a situation. And I do agree with Journey that there are spirits trying to communicate with you as well. And I hope that helps tonight.
All right, Nikki.
Hey, Blanca. So I agree with Journey about kind of the foundation of what you're experiencing with like spiritual energy in your home, your openness and your lifestyle, like when it comes to your participation in spiritual practices and with practitioners. I think that is a prevalent element of why you're experiencing this. Now, there's another side to this too that I want to bring up that shows in your cards, which is this is also your house is really feeding off and recycling your energy, the energy that you're giving it, right? So your home is like this vessel and you're feeding it all of this energy all of the time, and it's taking that in, processing it, and putting it back out towards you. So I want you to consider that there is a percentage of like supernatural experiences that you're having in your home that aren't necessarily supernatural, yet they are metaphysical. They're energy based, right? It's the energy you're giving to your home. I can see by your other cards that part of this is that you really need to do your grief work. So I see you surpassing some of your grief work through I'm just going to say it like it is. It's not good for business, but you're surpassing some of your grief work by your participation with practitioners, right? So you're getting tunnel vision on getting access to those who have passed, right? And what they were thinking and where they are now and what they're doing. And you're not able to do your due diligence in processing your grief, right? It's becoming a barrier to your healing. I don't say that easily, but I see that if you do take the time to process your grief and really be present with it instead of trying to pull yourself into the what ifs and getting this access through practitioners and spiritual practices, I think what's going to lead you to is it's leading you into a new beginning, a new kind of spiritual awakening where you're not so tethered to the past, because that's creating an interference. And that's part of the emotional food that you're feeding your house, is a tether to the past. And it feels very chaotic. And that's what's being shown in like the television and the smoke alarm. It's chaos energy being expressed. So I hope that gives you a little clarity.
Right at the bell. Good stuff. Thank you, Blanca. We appreciate your question tonight. All right, I need Jenny from the block to go ahead and throw her question. Jenny from the block. And then I need Norma Brown to go ahead and throw her, get her question ready. You'll be next on the list. All right. Jenny says, I really, really want to ask about the person who texted me twice this weekend, but I'll be patient and let it be. Laugh out loud. No questions from me at the moment. Thank you, Journey. All right, sweetie. Thank you. All right, so let's keep on going then. And be patient with that, honey. Let time take its time. All right, so the next person on the list was Norma Brown. Norma, go ahead and throw us your question. And then Perry Allen. I hope I said that right. Perry Allen, get your question ready. You're next on the list.
You know, Journey, I had a thought when you said, let time take its time. And I I had this thought that really what it's about when we're being patient is we're allowing things to happen within their own natural timeline, which is really powerful, right? You wouldn't force a baby to become an adult overnight. That would be cruel. You wouldn't force someone to die when it wasn't their time. That would be cruel, right? So we have some grasp of what it means and the reverence behind allowing things to happen in their natural timeline. And yet we don't seem to have always the ability to expand that then onto the micro and the smaller things like dating and other things that come our way. So I think it's really important to remember that it's just as reverent and important, even in the small things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Perry Allen, go ahead and throw us your question. You were next on the list. After Perry is going to be Christina A. Get your question ready. You'll be right after Perry. He says, he was talking about me. I get it. That was from Blanca. Perry, go ahead and throw us your question. Says, will I hear from immigration or employment first? Okay, so which one will you hear from first? Okay, so when it comes to the immigration part, I do feel like that is going to take some time. I'm not seeing that that they're moving very quickly with this. So I'm going to tell you right now is that employment will be what you hear from first. But as it comes to the immigration stuff, honestly, I don't feel like that's going to happen for a while. That's going to take some time. I mean, you'll hear from them, but it's not anything that's going to move you, forward or, get through the process any quicker. We're looking towards the end of the year before anything solid or secure is going to happen for that. So on that note, I'm going to pass it over to Jesse. Let's see what the cards have to say. Jesse, what do you got for him?
Okay, well, before I get there, I did pull up employment comes first as well. But the first card I pulled tonight is Two of Fire. It's saying you've come into your own, new contracts, continue to move forward, and new partnerships coming your way. The second card is the Four of Water. It's saying missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom, and to open your eyes to all the possibilities out there. And the third card is the Three of Water. It's the need to have more fun, go out and enjoy yourself, go to a wedding or a graduation or some sort of a party. And I hope that helps tonight.
All right, let's go ahead and pass it over to Nikki.
Hi. Okay, so it's interesting. So I can see that you have been on a path of really consistent building in your material world. So you're asking about employment and immigration, but I can see that like you've been on this journey for quite some time, and it's called on you to just be really diligent, to be really consistent, and to plan for the long term. So your attention and energy has been really not drawn towards anything impulsive or immediate reward, instant gratification. It's been really laser focused towards your longevity, right? And what your life's going to look like. You're building your future. You're building your long term. You're not building for the immediate. So you've been focused on that for years. I feel like maybe even your whole life to some extent. I see that in order for you to get what it is, like the exact thing you want and really pull in what you're needing, what you're wanting, it's going to take cooperation and assistance from an outside party. So, I mean, I guess that makes perfect sense when we're talking about immigration and employment, right? Those are two outside parties that you're going to need their cooperation and assistance. However, you can narrow or zoom in on this and think there's going to be like a particular person. And so making sure that you have almost like an advocate in each of these systems. And if you are experiencing right now any interferences, delays, frustrations when it comes to immigration or employment, I'd like you to think about whether or not you have one specific person, a case manager, or, I don't know the precise language to put here, but one person where you're really able to touch in with, tune in with, and they're really your advocate on your side, and you guys are basically doing the work together. What I see visually on a psychic sense, it's almost like there's like a boulder, and the boulder is large, and it's going to take quite a bit of effort to move, and yet it's not by any means impossible, but it absolutely 100% is going to take two people to do it, right? And so I just want you to really keep that in mind and tune into your own personal situation on what that looks like for you, who your advocate looks like in both of those systems. And you can apply that outside of employment and immigration too, to any other situations where you're seeking to meet some milestones or some goals there. I do see that coming in your near future, you've got an experience of real balance and harmony. It is important, however, for you to be mindful of external advice. So you are someone who has other people's opinions coming at you pretty often. People telling you, well, I would do this, or, if I were you. It's important for you to take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, advice is a currency like any other thing, and sometimes that currency is really valuable, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a penny, sometimes it's $100 bill. And so it's going to be really important for you to use your discernment to know when advice is a penny or $100 bill, right? I also see moving coming up for you. So I'm not sure if you're moving with your living situation, or you could be like with jobs, but it's definitely movement that physically your schedule changes because of it. So like when you change homes, now after work, you're driving to a new place, right? Like your physical world changes, or if you change jobs, you're going to a different building every day. That's the kind of movement. It's going to create that change and shift in your physical world. And then other than that, it's really important to let you know that your celestial team and spirit angel guides are really, 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 really rooting for you. And that you are so observed and so supported. And so I just want to offer that to you.
All right. Well, thank you, Nikki, on that. And I hope that helps. And, immigration is one of the hardest things to deal with. So just, stay strong. These things that you're trying to make happen will come. They just come with the help of others. So make sure, you take that helping hand that's going to help you get through, because as Nikki was seeing for you, it was most important to help you get through this. So I hope you understand and have the patience tonight, guys. Patience is, part of this big, it's like a theme tonight. It's patience. And unfortunately, he says, thank you guys. Blessings. You are welcome, Perry. Anytime. All right, so our next person on our list is Latoya. Latoya jumped the list, so let's go ahead and see what she's got. She says, I cursed Mr. Y out, plus he's blocked. Will he finally stay away? My back money shows zero balance, paid to me, but what is owed to me showed. Now it says all's paid to me, nothing owed. I've been out of the state all month. Did they mail it? Or when it comes to the finance part of that, I definitely feel as though that something's going on their end, that they had to show a zero balance. I do feel like this will come in the form of a check. So I do feel like, yes, you will get your money, but it will be in check form. When it comes to Mr. Y, he is not totally blocked. He's going to find a way around this block. You guys have been playing cat and mouse for a while, and you know why. He won't. It's like he entertains you, and it's almost like a game. And I tell you, even though you may have blocked him, he's going to find his way around it. And he's going to show back up, and you're going to be like, what the hell? But if we're going to be honest with him and be forward with him, even when he comes around this block, you need to let him know that, you have no more time nor energy to continue to keep entertaining what's going on here, because, it's starting to drive you crazy. And, I feel like you need to be stronger and let him know. You're going to have to, it's one of those things where you don't want to tell somebody point blank because you're afraid it'll hurt their feelings and that you're trying to spare their feelings. But sometimes in these instances, you need to be very honest up front. Sometimes it's brutal. Says, I'm tired of him. I decided to take a date when I got home. Good. Explore your energy. I told him to lose my number. Girl, he did not lose that number. He's got that stored in his head. The only way you're going to get him from contacting you is if you change your number. But I do feel like you need to be point blank honest with him and just say, enough's enough. I'm going to pass this over to Jesse. Let's see what the cards have to say. Jesse, what do you got?
I also agree. I don't think it's over yet with that guy, and I do think he's coming back with Mr. Y. But the first card I pulled for you tonight is the Sun. It's saying happy outcomes, brilliant and warm new ideas that lead to success, and it's also a reminder to have some confidence in yourself. The second card I pulled tonight is the Seven of Fire. It's saying defend your belief and decisions. It's telling you to stand your ground, but also choose your battles wisely and carefully. The third card I pulled tonight is the Seven of Air. It's saying plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, and poor timing. This card can also mean to review plans with an objective eye. And I hope that helps you tonight.
All right, let's pass it to Nikki.
Hi, Latoya. So your cards that I have pulled for you are really powerful and really simple at the same time. You've got the Page of Wands, which is the Page of Fire. You've got the Empress, and you've got the Star. And here the energy behind these cards is, so the Page of Wands or the Page of Fire here is really representing your inner child, right? The fire element is our life force energy, right? The ignition that animates us and gives us our vitality and our well-being. When you couple that with the page here, it's really, it's your child essence, it's your inner child, and it's the part of you that keeps you hoping, keeps you dreaming, right? I think it's would be really valuable and important for you to reconnect with your inner child. I want to offer you this. It's a little hard to comprehend sometimes, but I think you're going to tune into it, which is that if you're wanting to manifest something, like you want something in your life and you want it really bad, now you're focused on it, right? And yet you can't seem to get it. And so you naturally, maybe you beat yourself up and you think it's because I doing this or I did that, or I'm not a good manifester. Well, what if I told you that 6-year-old Latoya isn't teamed up with you because she is focused on something else? She's focused on a love or a validation that she didn't get when she was a little girl. She's still grieving that. What if I told you that 16-year-old Latoya isn't manifesting with you? She's not on your team either. She's distracted. She's focused on a loss or something, or a regret or a shame or a guilt, right? And then we can expand that to all the other ages and all the other experiences of Latoya. Now, what if you could get them all on your side, manifesting with you? What if you could bring some integration there and pull all the Latoyas that have been in your life and pull them into the now and have them manifesting with you? Can you imagine what you'd be able to do and have in your life? So this is why when we talk about reparenting our inner child and inner child work, this is why it is so powerful, right? It's not just a feel-good, funny, like, think about yourself as a little girl. No, this is a very powerful metaphysical, energetic, and quantum physics principle, right? And it's also a powerful psychological principle too. It's time for you to understand where your triggers lie and who's being triggered. When something happens, is 6-year-old Latoya being triggered? Is so on and so forth. So you say, true, I'm going to focus on makeup more because I have to turn this magazine company down. I don't think I'm ready. Interesting. Okay. All right.
That's a wise decision, to be honest.
Gotcha. So I think in order for you to nurture and manifest what you want in your life, like in a big way, like you need to get all the LaToyas on your side. And in order to do that, you need to be reparented a little bit. So when you get triggered, and whether it's you get pissed off, or you get sad, or you get you feel shame, guilt, right? There's so many triggers. Figure out who's being triggered. Is it you in the here and now, or is it 17, 23-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old LaToya? And reorient her to what is actually occurring. Bring her into the now. Tell her she's safe and present, and get her working on your side, because that's going to allow you to bring in what you want. And you need to do it with a real innocent, nurturing, sweet, peaceful energy. Enough of the chaos and participating in the chaos and cussing people out, and that's silliness, and it doesn't serve you.
Absolutely. She's got you. Very true. All right, guys, if you wanted to get a reading like the one that was just shown with Nikki Taylor, you can find her at mypsychicconnection.com. You can also find myself and Jesse Slate if you guys would like to get a one-on-one. Remember, no more jumping at this point. We are at the half an hour mark, guys. Our 2-hour shows will be returning in September, so get ready for that. Now, I did tell you big news was coming, and that I was going to tell you what was going to happen that was coming up. And I'm going to tell you guys about it right after these messages. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, guys, and we are back, and I promised you guys that message. Now, I know how much you guys, the Journey and Faith show, and we have a good time when we're on there, and we love talking to each one of you guys, but we will be having, on Fridays, from here until the end of the summer, till the end of the summer shows, which is the last day of August, and then we will take a break, and we will be back at the end of September with our 2-hour shows. And guys, Faith and I will be doing a 2-hour show on Friday, and we'll be taking readings from you guys, and you guys will be able to have a good time and listen to us banter back and forth like we're brother and sister. So it'll be fun. Now, guys, on Tuesday nights, after our show, 30 minutes after the show, you can catch Divine Time with Nikki Taylor. So if you didn't get your chance to get a reading with us in the first hour, you'll be able to jump on the second show 30 minutes later to join Nikki and get an amazing divine reading. So I cannot wait to see these readings and get a chance to see Nikki really just blossom for you guys and give you the information that you're looking for. And hint, hint, there's no time. There's no bell. There's no damn bell. So
yes, I'm so excited. I can focus my energy just really intently and with deliberation on your energy when you guys are coming through. And so I'm really excited. I love to serve in this way. I value it so much. So come see me, guys. It's going to be good stuff.
Absolutely. It's going to be fun. And Jesse is working on his energy and working on his cards and getting things done like a good student. And when he is ready, he will have his own show. We will be telling you when that happens coming soon. All right. So let's get back to the readings because I know you guys are waiting for them. We got about 20 minutes left. So we're going to try to get to as many people as we can. Christina was next on the list. After Christina, it's going to be Catherine. Catherine, get your question ready. You are next on the list. And Christina says, hey, the signs and messages have been coming fast and furious, but he still hasn't reached out. So wondering what is going on. Well, the thing about, we were talking about the patience part and how everything has been out of balance and people are not feeling things the way they are. So not only are we looking at everything that's going on, he's feeling is extra pressure. I still feel tons of focus on work. Finances seem to be his biggest draw in and trying to make himself. He wants more than what he's got, but he doesn't realize what he's got. And I feel like that is part of the focus that he's not realizing. Yes, I'm not making millions of dollars, but I am doing the work in order to make myself rise. He's trying to elevate himself and he's not giving himself the praise. Now, he needs to do that. He needs to praise himself. He's doing a really good job. And I feel as though if he continues to keep focus on his stuff, he will achieve what he's looking for. But he's going to take a little bit of a rain check and kind of pull himself in, look at his situation and say, you know what, I'm doing good, but I'm not exactly where I am. He will start to focus. Then he'll start to focus on love and relationship. But we haven't got to that part where he's taking that step back. It's when he takes that step back, does he focus and realize what he's doing, but then he also realizes, okay, I know where I am financially, I know where I need to go, and he starts thinking about personal life. I don't have a personal life. Where is my personal life? Where is love that I can trust? Who are the people that I can trust? Now, when he does come in, remember, he's not coming in as a lover, he's coming in as a friend. So at that point, you need to be that friend. And I know that's not the word you want to hear right away. You want to hear lover, boyfriend, fiance. But the thing is that, come in as that friend. Be that person that's going to be there to listen to him so he can heal, because he's going to fall in love with the healer. So if you don't push or do anything that would make him feel uncomfortable, you'll find out that that person that was there for him, that person that's being strong for him, that person that's patting him on the back, he's going to see those traits, those qualities about you, and it's going to remind him of who you are and what you're capable of, and something that he's going to want in his everyday life. And that's where that bridge begins. So hang in there, honey. We're getting close. I see the pullback. We're not far from it. Hang in there. I'm going to pass it over to Jesse and see what the cards have to say.
Hello there. The first card I pulled for you tonight is a Two of Fire. This card's about coming into your own new partnerships and contracts, and this card's also saying to continue to move forward. The second card I pulled is a Ten of Earth. This is saying there's a very happy family life, financial security coming your way, and it's also telling you to find magic in the little things in life.
Beautiful.
And the third card I pulled for you tonight is the Eight of Fire. It's saying events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things happen at once. This card can also mean your plans are manifesting themselves, and unexpected success is coming. And I do agree that you have to be patient and you have to wait for some perfect timing, as Journey was saying. But that's all I have for you tonight, and I hope it helps.
All right, pass it over to Nikki.
Hey, Journey, can you read Christina's question one more time for me, please?
Oh, absolutely. Give me a second here. It says, hey, the signs and messages have been coming in fast and furious, but he's still not reacting, and so wondering what's going on.
Interesting. Okay. So I have a lot of information here for you. I just wanted to calibrate it within that framework. Christina, so It's interesting because you've got this element of like limbo, and that's represented by the major arcana card, the Hanged Man. That sits in your past placement. Now, the past doesn't necessarily represent that something is over and gone. The past represents a proximity to us, right? Because the past is so close to us that we can inspect it, hindsight, remember it, think about it over and over again, carry it with us, if you will. And so this energy of limbo and being kind of caught in a space of, not going forward, not going backward, and kind of a like a disorientation, because when I think of limbo too, I really receive from spirit that it's like also this disoriented state where you're not sure where up or down is, or left or right, or whatever. There's no sense of time or measurement, and that really is in close proximity to you when it comes to this interaction, this relationship, if you will. The disorientation comes from a lack of communication. It comes from a lack of bringing things to the surface. It's like you guys are in a dream, but you're having two different dreams, but they just happen to be merged somehow, if that makes sense. So it's this very disoriented experience. Neither of you really know where you're going or what you're wanting from each other, or what your plan is, because you're not awake and present and on the surface. It's very dreamlike, right? It's very like, which is what limbo is, right? It's a state of the mind, right? You've also got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here. I don't typically read reverse cards. I'm very careful with how I place my cards so I don't get reverse cards. So when I do, I will honor them. So I'm honoring this reverse card for you. And it's really that you're not moving towards your fate, if you will. You're not moving towards your highest destiny, right? Within the framework of the interaction with this person. Part of that is because you've got the Moon card right after that, which is symbolizing illusions, right? There's a lot of stuff that hasn't come to the surface. Particularly for you, I'm focusing on you though, because I'm interacting with you. Your energy is that you're not able at this point to be as clear as you need to be about what it is you do want, because there's stuff that you have to suppress in order to be in the relationship with this person, or in a relationship with anyone for that matter. Meaning there's things about yourself you feel like you have to pretend that you don't like, or that you don't want, or you have shame and guilt and you have to push those parts of yourself into the dark in order to move forward, and all of these things. So there's a real need for self-exploration, self-development, and like therapeutic disciplines to pull yourself up to the surface to where you're able to navigate a relationship awake, baby, not in a dream. And there's an element of sobriety here too, which just adds to the illusion, right? Over and over, there's just disorientation all across the board. So get clear, get awake, step into your power, and then let's navigate love. Let's not navigate it drunk, asleep, and confused, right? And those are metaphors. I'm not saying that anybody's actually drunk. So,
all right,
Good stuff.
thank you. All right, Christina, I hope that helps. All right, next on our list is Catherine. Catherine says, finances are stressing me out. Made some great selling masks on Etsy for a year, but that's slowed up. Going to put the rest up for clearance in the next few days for $1 each and ship plus shipping. All right. So when it comes down to your financial stuff, I do get that. Yeah, the mask thing has, kind of played itself down. I don't feel that it's over. So, I mean, you will get people buying those for $1 plus shipping. They're not upset about doing that. They're cute. They like them. There are still places that are using masks, so I wouldn't worry about that too much, because I see something more coming your way. I'm seeing new ideas. I feel like you're really putting things together. What I keep seeing here is that you need to start manifesting what you're thinking, like writing it down, and putting a little post-it in your area where you're creative, where you're creating. I have a friend who's an amazing artist, but she always has a problem with keeping her tablets and things like that near her. So what I told her what was a good idea is in her workspace, which will also help you with keeping things clean and neat, is go to Walmart, go to the dollar store, get yourself some brown paper, and on your workspace, roll out this brown paper. You can write on this brown paper, you can glue, do things, it'll get on the brown paper, you won't have to worry about easy cleanup. But at the same time, your notes can be right in front of you if you're writing with a permanent marker, an ink pen, a pencil. It doesn't matter what you're writing with, as long as you're writing things down. Make sure that you're continuing on this, because I really feel like you're going to find yourself doing some really cool and fun stuff. I've seen something with paper. I also saw something with leather. I also saw something with wood. So these are just things that are coming at me, and I feel like you're manifesting them. So it's going to be awesome. She says, I was thinking about making barefoot sandals next. Go for it, honey. Go for it. Go with what feels good. Check out what's going on. See what's hot. See what's, moving quickly. And from there, you'll be able to get your ideas. Not saying that you're stealing your ideas from other people, but it'll give you a step ahead of what should come next. So you'll be the next hot, best thing that there is. I'm going to pass this over to Jesse and see what the cards have for you.
Okay, I do agree that your finances will be taken care of. That's what I pulled up when I first read your question. But the first card I pulled for you tonight is the Magician. It's saying you already have the resources or ability to manifest them, and life is magical. This card can also mean it's a good time to begin new projects, to clear away any doubts, and you are also more prepared than what you realize. The second card I pulled for you tonight is Unity. It's saying traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, and to seek out mentors or like-minded individuals that you share common interest in. And the third card I pulled is the King of Air. It's saying to speak your mind with confidence, seek out professional advice, and to balance your mental and emotional considerations. And I hope this helps you tonight.
All right, let's pass it over to Nikki. You're muted, sweetie.
There we go. Okay, sweetie.
First one of the night.
Okay, so I'm going to lay it on you here because it's funny because you're asking about finances, and I'm going to give you your bang for your buck. Because this is something that has been a historical pattern for you, and it really is based on emotion. Now, I try to be careful with that, because when people are struggling in their life, you don't want to hear, well, it's because you're not manifesting correctly. Well, geez, but I do need you to understand that there is a spiritual and emotional component to your finances and how you interact in the relationship that you have with money, right? Now, everybody has that, but you experience that in a really heightened way. And that's why it's a historical pattern for you. And you're at a peak right now, right? I need you to know that you are right now in a season where you're really betraying yourself and breaking your own heart. That's heavy, and I don't say that lightly, but it's because I want you to turn to yourself and think about how you would encourage a friend, how you would be fearless with a friend. You would say, yeah, go for it. That's a good idea. Do it, right? If your friend's like, listen, I got $100, but I feel like I need to move to Mexico because, there's something there for me, and I'm really talented at this, and Mexico's the place to do it. And if you believed in them and you saw them and you knew they were really talented and you're like their biggest fan, you'd be like, you know what? Do it, baby. You don't do that for yourself, and that's a betrayal. You don't do that for yourself, and that's breaking your own heart. So you've got some stagnation, some interference in your sacral chakra, right? This is your orange chakra in your pelvic bowl. This is your divine creator space. And what you need to know is that you are a divine creator, and that everything that you create is perfect the moment it's created. There is no flaw in it. That's illusion, right? So I'm going to do a shaker for you really quick. I don't know when the bell's going to go, but I'm going to shake for you, and we're going to clear out that sacral chakra a little bit, because this is where I want to give you your bang for your buck. Instead of just verbalizing it, I'm going to give you some sound to help clear that up. As I'm doing this shaker for you, I want you to tune in and remember the truth, which is that you are a divine creator being, and that every idea you have is perfect. Every creation that you create is perfect. Okay?
I held off on the bell so you could do that.
Shake.
Yes. And she left a message here. All right.
So your
So
sleep
you're on.
fiber.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
All right. Our next person on the list is Jalapeno Popper, and she's here with her question. Let's go ahead and see what she's got for us, guys. It says, hi, just booked a trip to Miami with the husband and daughter and niece. My son wasn't able to go. First time on a plane for me and husband. Do you see trip going good? And will my daughter have a good time? Well, at first I'm seeing a little bit of awkward energy, and I think that has a lot to do with the first time being on the plane. So I'm going to say just breathe, relax. I mean, if you've ever been on a roller coaster, when the takeoff happens, it's going to make some noise because of the runway, but you'll feel good. You'll be safe. Everything looks good there. When it comes to having a good time, I really feel like this is going to be a time of connection between you guys. I keep seeing bonding, a closeness, laughter. I mean, I really feel like you guys are opening up. Your husband, he seems to loosen up a little bit, and I feel like you guys, to me, it looks like you and your daughter, there's like this bond. It's like you guys are best friends, girlfriend type energy, and it's really nice. And I want you to live in that moment, but don't think about when you guys are acting this way together at other times. Enjoy the moment that's happening. That way you can enjoy your trip. Because if you're worried about that feeling going away, it's going to take from what you're feeling at the moment. So I want you to live in these moments because they're amazing. And if you can create and keep that bond, it's going to be even better, which I do feel like this is going to bring a new sense of closeness to you. Some memories that you guys can go, remember when we were in Miami and we did this, and this, even though that sounds just like a simple thing, it's a very important thing. And I feel like the energy is going to be so amazing. So I want you to enjoy your trip, let loose a little bit, do what you got to do to have a good time. But enjoy the moments with her. Live in that moment with her. Be her friend. That's what she's looking for. It's going to be awesome. She never gets to go on trips. She's 22, really wants to have a good time. You're going to. And I'm going to pass this over to Jesse. Let's see what the cards have to say. Jesse, what's going on over there?
Okay, the first card I pulled tonight is the High Priestess. It's saying you'll listen to your intuition, have patience, and consider carefully what you want before acting. And this card can also mean don't race into action and enjoy your time and take your time. The second card I pulled is the Two of Fire. It's saying you've come into your own, new partnerships or contracts, and to continue to move forward. The third card I pulled is the Page of Fire. It's saying news of an exciting new endeavor, to use your originality and ingenuity. And I hope this helps tonight.
All right, let's go with Nikki.
Hi, honey. Yeah, so I can see that there's been a lot of hope invested into this trip. With that hope, like the other side of that coin is definitely worry and fear, like Journey was talking about, and just concern and wanting it to go right and to be a valuable, elevating experience, right? But you've really invested a lot of hope into this being a magical experience for your family, and specifically between you and your husband. I can sense that there is a desire to reignite connection and intimacy between you, and to have this shared experience, right? And shared experiences are one way that we really form intimacy and connection. It's important for you to be taking action, which you're doing by going on the trip. So that's perfect. You should be taking, you should be initiating action in order to deepen your connection and intimacy with your husband. However, you walk the line between action and impulsivity. So while you're on the trip, you want to be mindful about being impulsive. So there's a difference between being in the moment and going with the flow and impulsively just jumping before you have a time to let your heart feel it. Being in the moment and going with the flow can be very quick paced, but it does allow just enough buffer that your heart and your mind get to feel into it, and you get to go, oh yeah, I'm doing that, right? I'm getting that tattoo, or we're going to that beach, or we're going to pivot and change plans. Now that's going in the flow and being in the moment. Being impulsive is when you don't give your heart space or your mind even a moment to touch into it, right? You go before you have any connection to it. You don't really feel a connection either way. You just make a very mindless, empty kind of decision. And there's a major gap between the two and what they will provide you. So just be mindful of that. I want to see you pivoting. I want to see you jumping in and having fun and being in the moment, as long as your heart's attached to it, right? And that can happen in a split second. Your heart can be like, yep, we're doing that. I see that there's some grief in the past regarding marriage, which tells me there's something that's occurred in the relationship dynamic, whether it's intimately between you two or if it's with external components like in-laws, children, etc. But something didn't go as planned that caused disappointment, grief, right? Regret, because grief is really an umbrella term, and one of the things encompassed under that umbrella is regret. I can see that this trip, though, is a milestone decision for you guys, in order to recultivate that intimacy and connection. So I'm really happy for you, and good on you for taking action and not resisting the work that needs to be done. I love this for you.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Our last question coming from Pug Mama. Pug Mama, go ahead and throw us your question. Jalapeno Pepper says thank you. All right, Pug Mama says, I'd like a general energy check for myself, and are all along waiting things still on track. Park owners are still here, by the way. Yeah, due to the way things are running right now, that doesn't shock me that they're still there. Just know that, their time is coming. It is short. I do see a spectacle. I do see police cars. Everybody kind of standing out, looking around, going, what the hell's going on? We all know this is coming. Get ready to pop open that bottle of wine or champagne as you sit back and watch them have to give this up after treating everyone so poorly and breaking federal laws that should have never been broken. When it comes to your energy, you are going to be feeling waves. The Earth is feeling the pull of the moon right now. The Earth is in it, or not the Earth, but the moon is in a wobble. This happens every so often, but this wobble will continue until 2030. So what's happening right now, it's kind of like going on a boat and learning how to get your sea legs. So you're learning, it's like learning to walk again, because it's different, it's moving, it's fluid, people are changing. We are affected by the moon. A moon affects the water. So we are seeing people acting differently. People feel scrambled. Everybody's trying to figure everything out. You're going to see people with different energies. So you're going to see that there's a lot of change. Be warned of your daughter's energy is going to be erratic. She is not good with change, and she will be lashing out. So her and her other half will be having a problem. So just get ready for that type of energy to come your way, because that's the next step I see. Says I felt like on a energy roller coaster for sure. Yeah, and it's gonna stay this way. So you're gonna have to find a way to get your balance through this energy, because it isn't going away anytime soon. I mean, 2030 is still 9 years away. So, you got a while to kind of get your sea legs with this, try to realize, okay, this is not me. People don't realize what's going on. They don't know why they're being affected this way. At least that way you can handle yourself better, which you'll find yourself with better balance, because you'll know how to control the energies and elements around you. So you'll know how to take them. So just hang in there, find yourself, center yourself. I'm going to tell you to ground yourself, maybe a salt bath, stick your hands in the dirt, plant a rose bush, plant a tree, do something, get reconnected to earth, take your shoes off and put your feet in the sand, the grass, whatever you've got. But just allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to ground, allow yourself to get this new balance that's here. She says, I've been expecting that from her, just a matter of time, because she married a psycho. Well, she is taking on his traits right now too, so you got to be careful with how you say things about him to her. All right, so I'm going to pass this over to Jesse. Let's see what them cards have to say. And Jesse, what's going on over there?
Before I get to the cards, I did pick up on a prison sentence. I was confused what it meant until you, Journey, mentioned about the cop cars and breaking federal laws, so I'm happy you cleared that up. But for the cards, the first card I pulled for tonight is the Eight of Fire, saying events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, and many things happening at once. The second card's the Nine of Air, saying expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecy, and sleepless nights. And when this card is pulled, positive thinking is essential, and to try to have a positive mindset. The third card tonight is the Ace of Fire. It's saying there's an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, and to change your life. And I hope that helps you tonight.
All right, let's pass it over to Nikki.
Hi, honey. Okay, so I don't know about your specific situation. It sounds like Journey does. But what I can see in the cards and what I can feel in your energetic imprint is you have, in your past, your recent past, you've got this, it's like you're trying to create balance where it's almost feels impossible to create balance. You're trying to tame the chaos, if you will. It's like you're the steward of harmony, right? Trying to create harmony and peace in really chaotic and unusual circumstances. I think this has been your charge since you were a child. I think that you have historically been a peacekeeper and wanting to keep the peace, wanting to create balance, harmony, symmetry, and justice, really, right? This has definitely been at your expense because you have definitely, the messenger has been shot multiple times, right? Don't shoot the messenger. As someone who's willing to intervene and try to create peace or bring a different perspective into the situation, or trying to urge one person to see it from another perspective, you often get caught in the middle. I see you saying yes, yes, yes. And so you get caught in the crossfire. This has had an impact on your emotional imprint, how you navigate your emotions, how you react to other people's emotions. You tend to be hypersensitive to criticism because you have been caught in the crossfire so many times. I see that your emotions are particularly elevated right now, like through the roof. So, and it's a feeling of distress, being distraught, almost being frantic, right? And when you're someone who wants to create balance, symmetry, harmony, and justice, you're this problem solver, and you're frantically running around trying to solve a problem. And there's a part of yourself that has decided that this problem can't be solved. So you're kind of working against yourself. So what I would call you to do is to know that everything can be healed. Everything can be healed with love and forgiveness. So I would call you to know that first. So you have that tool in your pocket. And then I would call you just to step back into your power and know that you are a healer. Your desire to create that symmetry, that harmony, that balance, and that justice comes because you are a natural healer.
So it's not all frantic right now, but all the bit about the past was spot on.
Fair enough. And you don't have to, identify or tune in with the specific language that I use. And I don't take that personally by any means. That is the energetic imprint. However, that's what's being created in your external world. So if you're not experiencing that down here in your immediate senses, lovely. However, I do call you to maybe elevate your awareness and look how that frantic energy may be being dispersed outside of yourself. So you may not be feeling it, but the people close to you may certainly be feeling that frantic energy. And again, if that doesn't resonate with you either, fair enough.
All right. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate it. All right, Pug Mama, I hope that helps. And remember, put your feet in the grass, plant a flower, do a salt bath, do some scrubs, reconnect with yourself, find your balance in this energy. Remember, there are some frantic people coming your way, and you're just going to have to, how to take their energies. So that franticness that Nikki's picking up, I feel has a lot to do with what's coming your way, which will definitely interfere with your energies. So, I love the message that came through. It was beautiful. She says, thank you much, my lovelies. No problem. All right, guys. It has been a pleasure. If you guys didn't get a chance to get a reading with us tonight, you guys can check us out tomorrow night. It'll be myself, Nikki, and Jesse here. Wednesday, I'm going to be here with Gifts of Faith and Jesse Slate. And also on Thursday, 2-hour show. On Friday and tomorrow night after our show, Divine Time with Nikki will be on. So, guys, check out that show. It'll be here every Tuesday, a half an hour after our show. Guys, I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. We love talking to each and every one of you. This is Jesse, Nikki, and myself signing off. You guys have a beautiful night. We'll see you tomorrow.